I actually worked for the attorney that was representing me.
Okay.
So I'd worked for attorneys for years, and I would help people out of their own marriage, and I would go home and dealing with my own stuff because it's harder to apply for yourself.
Yeah.
And then everything went.
Yeah.
I say March 2nd, 2014 was the best, worst day of my life. And so from then, my boss represented me. He was like my mentor, my friend.
Stepped in.
He totally stepped in, and he
Okay.
represented me the entire time. And I had to get renew my restraining order. My daughter and I had a restraining order against my ex, and
Wow.
we were in court, and we had to continue the hearing. And 2 days later, my boss passed away.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's really how my business started. And I went into, because I had to represent myself. I had to finish the hearing. We went away for the Christmas holidays, and like I said, he passed away 2 days later. I came home. I didn't know whether, that was my support system. It was my job.
Yeah.
It was my attorney. He was my buffer between me and this abusive ex. So it's like my world just, the
That's
ground
insane.
completely fell out from under me.
Yeah. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Living Room Wisdom, where your story is your glory. But today it's Jodi's story. It's so good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Our guest today is Jodi Silberman, and she is the founder and the owner of From We to Me. From We to Me.
Yes.
That's kind of a tongue twister.
Yes.
But we're going to find out exactly what that means now. So tell us a little bit about your business,
Okay.
From We to Me.
So my background is as a paralegal,
Yeah.
and I help individuals navigate the divorce process. And so in trying to come up with the business name, I realized that as women, we give so much of ourselves up. We give ourselves up for our children, for our marriage, for our careers, for everything. And as you're going through this divorce transition, a lot of the things are as you're finding me. You're trying to figure out who is me. And so that's kind of how From We to Me was born, is that because we're growing. I like to say we're growing from we
Yeah.
to me in that divorce transition.
Did I say it wrong? Me to we? We to
No,
me?
we to me.
I don't remember.
I don't
which-
either.
But that makes sense. And I
Yeah.
remember the first time you told me the name
Yeah.
of your business
Yeah.
and you told me what you did. I was like, wow, that's very innovative.
Yeah.
It's, they say when you're getting into entrepreneurship, find a need and fill it.
Yes.
And you did just that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty beautiful. I love
Thank
it. And
you.
how long have you been doing that?
I've been a paralegal for over 35 years, and I basically took my professional background and my personal experiences and created this business. I've kind of made it up as I've gone along. I'm registered as a legal document assistant, and I have an extensive background as a paralegal. So I help people with the legal documents, but more than that, I help them really with the mindset and the support that you need
Yeah.
to navigate these processes and dealing with sometimes abusive relationships, narcissists, things like that. And so I've dealt with it personally and went through my own personal experience. So I
Okay.
bring that experience to the table where I can really understand and identify what they're going through, give them a place to be heard and feel seen, and then help them to be seen as much as you can in a legal system that doesn't see
You.
women or anything
Yeah.
or abuse and things like that. It's very hard.
Yeah.
So to help them be seen as much as you can in that process. And I think I educate so they can advocate. And I think many times you do better on your own advocating for yourself than
Yeah.
hiring attorneys and spending all that money and feeling as if you're not getting anywhere.
I remember you said that before when you were
Yeah.
first telling me about your business. And I'm like, it makes a lot of sense because to the attorneys, it's business as usual,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
They don't
you're
take
just-
the other things into account.
Not at all. You're a file on the desk, and they're not paying any attention unless there's a hearing coming up or some reason for them to have to be paying attention to it. Otherwise, you're just dealing primarily with the paralegal.
Yeah.
And even to do that, a lot of the things aren't necessarily legal advice per se. They're support. They're the day-to-day things, like what happens when he's late? What happens when this bill doesn't get paid? What do I do? And so to be able to help be a resource to provide answers affordably, and also sometimes just the answer. Sometimes you can't get in touch with it. Have you
Yeah.
ever tried to get in touch with an attorney on
Yeah, or if you do, it may cost you $400 an hour, right?
Exactly, for a simple
Yeah.
question. But these are the things that are coming up because there's so many things that are happening all at the same time.
And I know for yourself, when you were going through your experience in transitioning out of your marriage, you had attorneys initially, and that didn't go so smoothly.
Well, I actually worked for the attorney that was representing me.
Okay.
So I'd worked for attorneys for years, and I would help people out of their own marriage, and I would go home and dealing with my own stuff because it's harder to apply for yourself.
Yeah.
And then everything went.
Yeah.
I say March 2nd, 2014 was the best, worst day of my life. And so from then, my boss represented me. He was like my mentor, my friend.
Stepped in.
He totally stepped in, and he represented me the entire time. And I had to get renew my restraining order. My daughter and I had a restraining order against my ex, and we were in court, and we had to continue the hearing. And 2 days later, my boss passed away.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that's really how my business started, and I went in because I had to represent myself. I had to finish the hearing. We went away for the Christmas holidays, and like I said, he passed away 2 days later. I came home. I didn't know whether, that was my support system. It was my job. It was my attorney. He was my buffer between me and this abusive ex. So it's like my world, just the ground completely fell out from under me.
Yeah.
And so I then had to go back and represent myself in court to finish the hearing, the trial. And I won, and I did it, and I had to come back. I closed his office. I had to represent myself, and that's kind of how my business was born. People continued to call me. I was in school during all this, in my own transition. I went back to school to get my degree in business administration because I wanted out of family law. I didn't want to do family law anymore because family law can be very draining.
I can imagine.
And my boss, he wanted to retire. He wanted to be done with family law. He wanted to retire. Well, he didn't. He died of a massive heart attack, and he never got to retire. And I was able to take my experience and reshape it in a different way. And then, while family law still has its moments and it can be very trying, I feel like I help people. Whereas working in the law office setting, I don't feel like I'm helping anybody.
You turned your story into glory.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
And that's got to feel good.
It does. It's amazing because it's allowed me to live the life that I wanted and go from we to me and create the life that I dreamt of, and being able to work from anywhere and help people and be that inspiration to them. Like, look, if I can do this, you can do it, because this Jodi sitting here, I couldn't see that back then.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the Jodi back then, because I'm imagining she was a completely different person.
Totally different. Always very smart, very resourceful, always doing things. But I was in an abusive relationship for many years, and probably just that self-worth.
Get beat down.
You get beat down, and always just the insecurities. I met him when I was very young. I'm very young, I guess now 20-something, 19,
That's
20.
Still
That's
quite young.
very young.
I mean,
you don't recognize the red flags then. I mean, I see them all now.
Right.
You don't realize it. Very insecure, young, trying to do all the things. I did all the things people tell you to do, and none of it worked. So now I just do my own. I create my own box, do it the way I want to do it. And so, just very afraid to make the moves and stand up to this person the monster, right?
Yeah.
Because I was afraid of all the things that he would tell me and all the things that he said he was going to do. And so it took a lot to get me to the other side, and it was baby steps, little one thing at a time, and that support system that gets you through it. So that's what I like to provide.
How did you find the courage to leave?
So he ended up getting himself arrested for domestic violence because he called the police on me. It was a whole huge fight about letting the dog out. When you deal with these abusive narcissists, he went into a whole rage. It was a whole thing. And I couldn't do the dance anymore. I called my mom, and she's like, you need to call John. And I knew when John was my boss. Once I called John, all bets are off. It's out there. Now everybody's going to know. It's done. I can't hide it. But I couldn't do the dance anymore. I just had nothing left in me. If you've been in an abusive relationship and you deal with this, you understand that dance, these rages that go in, and you're doing everything you can to stop it, because there's just these black rages, things are breaking, you're getting either choked, punched, and that day I got choked, I got punched, threw all my stuff out. He took out loaded guns in front of my daughter, told him.
Just sick.
Oh, completely. And so he ended up getting himself arrested because his wallet was in my car. He called the police on me. And that was March 2nd, 2014, and he's never
Karma.
been home sick since.
Wow.
Yeah. And I found my courage and my power through that, little by little.
Yeah.
And I take that and help
It was
others.
like your window of
Completely.
opportunity, right?
1,000%. Because I
Yeah.
knew I just wanted out at a certain point, but I didn't know how to do it because I knew
how.
your children are going to become weapons, and the how, because they tell you all these things, and it's scary.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's unbelievable. And I feel as if, too, that any kind of an abusive relationship, whether it's narcissist or not, if you're being beat down and told
Yeah.
you're not this and you're not that, or you are this dirty thing
Yeah.
and that dirty thing, eventually it takes a toll and you may even start to believe it.
Oh, you do. It definitely
Right?
does. I mean, I used to apologize for anything. It was almost a joke in the office. John would tell clients, "You don't need to apologize. Jodi will do it for
Yes.
you." Because I would apologize I would just believe everything was my fault. And you're always waiting for that shoe to drop somewhere.
And I think
you
that's a woman thing too,
Yeah.
right? Women, we are very apologetic, and
Yes.
you know, we're always going to overgive and over nurture.
Yeah.
And so I think if someone like yourself is that already
Yeah. It's just
in the
enhanced.
hands of a
Yeah.
narcissist,
Yeah. It just
becomes very
enhances it.
dangerous.
Yeah, because they play on it.
Of
They
course.
they play on all that energy. They know it. They prey on you, and so they do. They just kind of beat you down till you're in such survival mode that you can't get past that survival mode. But once you get out of that, it's this whole world opens up.
And
So,
from what I've seen with women that have been in or are some that are still,
Yeah.
is that you also protect your abuser.
you do, and it's
Crazy.
It is crazy because I thought for so many years I was hiding all this stuff, and we're not.
Nobody's-
Everybody recognized
Yeah.
what a jerk he was and all the
Yes.
things. No, you're not hiding anything from anybody. And I feel like that's almost a survival mode too, because you're dealing with it and you know you don't want to be there. You know that it's not right.
Right.
Because I'm not and what's crazy is it happens to a lot of smart, strong, powerful women. It's not because
because your light is shining and they want
right. They want to dim
put
your
you in your
light.
place.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you find this container that you think is a safe container because you show up strong to all these places, and then they just prey on all those insecurities that we have and break you down over time, because abuse is insidious. It's a little bit at a time. You don't see it until you're like, it's all of a sudden too late. Right.
Wow. So did you have an entrepreneurial spirit or entrepreneurial experience before stepping out?
Oh yeah. So I've always been very entrepreneurial. I
that
have
helps.
always had, and it's almost like I turned my side hustle into my full-time hustle. I was one of the original legal
it.
document assistants
Okay.
that registered when I was pregnant. And I moved out to Temecula. I worked for every attorney in town as a contractor, independent contractor. I started doing pro per divorces on my own, and I've always
Yes.
been very, very entrepreneurial. And that's why I went back to school to get my degree in business administration. I wanted to do something entrepreneurial outside of the family law. I didn't know what that was. I knew it wanted to be something in advocacy.
Yeah.
And I always had this vision, and little by little, it's kind of turning into that, this advocacy,
it.
this safe place for divorce, and that referral place of who to go to, because there's more than just legal. It's more than just that. You're starting a new life, and how do I go and grow from We to Me? What do I need to do that? Because there's all this mental
Yeah.
stuff that has to go with it. There's the
Yeah.
healing that needs to happen in order for you to get to that other side, all that healing, because you're so hurt and there's so much that's gone into it. You need to undo all the things that were done.
Wow. So you've kind of gone from being imprisoned in
Yeah.
a lot of ways
Absolutely.
to finding the courage to free yourself, liberate yourself through
Yeah.
your business,
Yes.
which is great.
Yeah.
So you had the tenacity, you had the resourcefulness, and you had the grit
Yeah.
to get through that. And now tell us a little bit about the reality you live, because if you follow this one on social media, you never know where she's going to be, all right?
Yeah.
She's everywhere. So what have you created?
I created a space where I could work from anywhere as a digital nomad. My goal was always
Yeah.
to be a digital nomad. And while I was going through my divorce, and when I was going back to school, because I was always going to be a lawyer, and that's kind of what prompted me to go back. And I started looking because I always wanted to travel. And so I got my TESOL, to teach English overseas.
Okay.
Because I was trying to figure out a way to
Yeah,
you
make
know,
money while
make
you were
money
abroad.
and travel. What's my
Yes.
next step? What am I doing? And this is before John had passed away, and then he passed away, and that's when I got my TESOL certification, and I went and taught English in Thailand for a month, and then or 3 months I was there, and then the world shut down. But while I was there, I discovered this world of digital nomads and people traveling from one country to the other and working, and so that's I'm like, I want to do that. So since then, that's what I've been doing. I
Yeah.
have traveled the world. And continue to travel the world because I can do the same thing here as I can at home.
Yes.
And I'm taking all these things that I'm learning and pouring that into my clients as well. So you never know where I'm going to pop up. I mean, I
Exactly.
am ready to travel
Exactly.
the world anywhere. I was in Bali earlier this year. I was in
Yeah.
Ibiza. I'm going to Japan later this year.
Nice.
So
I know.
yeah.
That's always my first
Yeah.
question. Where are you?
Yes.
Okay. And where are you going next? And that's actually how we connected.
Yes.
We connected through then a
Yeah.
mutual friend. And you were traveling. I was traveling. We just happened to both be traveling because I'm quite the world globetrotter
Yes.
myself. I was going to Belize
Yes.
to host my retreat, my Pure Abundance retreat. And it just so happened that you had also planned a trip to Belize, or you were thinking about it.
I was planning a trip to Belize, and I wanted to go to Belize. And the reason I
Yes.
wanted to go to Belize was because my boss was always saying, "I'm just going to retire and
That's right.
go to Belize and go fishing and forget all of you and all of this." And he died of
Yeah.
a massive heart attack. So I went for him. My daughter and I went. We traveled together for a long time, and then my daughter met me there, and we did another couple weeks there, and it was amazing. But that was what
It's
was
a very
driving me to want to go.
heartfelt
Extremely.
trip for you.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
purposeful trip.
Extremely purposeful. Yeah.
We
And it
had the
kinda
best
launched. We had
time.
so much fun, and it was really kind of the launching of after Thailand. It was my launching back into that because the world shut down, and I
Right.
wasn't sure what was going to happen next, and how do I do this, and
Because
it's
it was
just been
still
going
the
since
tail
then.
end of COVID when we went.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
curfew.
All the stuff was in place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think back to that time, and even though I knew that those things were going on,
Yeah.
when we think back to it, I don't remember because we were having a blast.
We were having so much fun.
We were having so much fun.
So much fun.
But one of the things that we talked about while we were in Belize was purchasing property,
Yes.
one day living in Belize.
Yes.
I want to always have, always wanted to have my retreat center. And so we talked a lot about real estate on that trip.
Yeah, we did.
And we planted seeds.
we did.
And how many years later?
I know. What was that? 2020? What's
I
like
think
4
I
years?
want to say it was like 2019, 2018, 2019.
No, it was
20? Maybe 21.
21. I think
Latest.
it was 21. Yeah, latest. It was 21, I think. Yeah.
So what is that? 4 years later.
4 years later.
Not only have we established a great friendship,
Yeah.
but we are actually doing the things we set out to do
Yes.
in real estate.
Yes, those seeds are growing, and
Yes.
that's what I love. I love that because you never
Yeah.
know. I mean, you never know what could happen when you're traveling and meeting people and connecting.
Yeah, you never know where it's going to lead you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so for yourself, obviously my inspiration, my intention, my
Yeah.
goals was based on the idea of expanding on my retreats that
Right.
I hold. But for yourself, what does doing the real estate investing mean for you?
So for me, it's freedom to continue to, and also providing safe and affordable space for women going through transitions because we need that place to land that we can
Yeah.
afford with our kids, with our dog, or whatever that is. So being able to provide that space for people and creating that community
Yeah.
for individuals, I think that's super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also creating that almost like retreat space where you could go and get that wellness, that healing that you need.
For
That's
sure.
so important.
And it doesn't have to be in the context of like an actual retreat.
Correct.
But having a place where you
Right.
can go take a pause and
Yeah.
regroup, or for us digital nomad types,
Right.
being able to be someplace that feels like home, that feels safe.
Yes.
Right? And that has an element of community as well.
Correct. It's clean, it's nice, and it feels good. It doesn't feel like you're in just a cheap apartment. I don't know what the
Yeah,
word is,
yeah,
but
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
just you don't want to be. It's somewhere
Exactly.
while you're going through this because, things get hard financially, everything else. At least you can be in a space that feels comfortable, it feels safe so that you can get your feet underneath you and start
Yes.
to grow and figure out what's next in life.
And I think safety is a big part
Huge.
because I just did a podcast episode
Yeah.
with a beautiful woman named Cassandra who's out of Florida. And we talked about, and she provided like some stats and some science behind this fundamental fears of and feelings of unsafety that women have in general.
Oh, yeah.
And people don't, I think, consciously realize how we literally wake up every single day and there's things that we do that are coming from a place of feeling unsafe. And so I love that we're going to get to co-create that. I love that we're going to get to model what it looks like to take chances and step out and make your dreams come true.
Yeah.
Create passive income, create legacy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm
is.
excited.
It
I mean,
is.
it
I'm
already
super
is.
excited.
Let's just get
I'm-
it started.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting. And as we do this, we
Yes.
grow. I mean, even through all this, I guess, I had said went to Thailand, but what that also did when I came back, because COVID, I was ready to hit the ground running, and then COVID
Yeah.
shut us down. But it gave me time to pause and really figure it out. And I wrote a book. I dedicated it to John, and all those things that I tell my clients, I was able to kind of put in a book and just a little bit of my story, but how to, like a girlfriend's guide almost, And he used to always say, I'm going to tell you the straight skinny. So that's what I named it, the straight skinny
Yeah.
divorce 101.
Love
to just
that.
kind of walk people through. And so it just as part of my journey and bringing it all together.
I'm sure there was an element of closure for you
It
as
was.
well.
It definitely was. Kind of bringing it all
Yeah.
together, being able to have a place to put it and show and be able to share the information and take what I've learned from him because he taught me so much.
Writing is alchemy.
So
I never
so
thought
much,
I
yeah.
would be an author. I didn't
Yeah.
consider myself a writer. Sometimes I still
Same.
question it, but everybody tells me I am. So I'm like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
I am. I mean, I have books.
Right, no, same. And sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh, that's right. I have this book and I got best-selling and I
Yes.
have to, and those are the things
Leverage
that
it more. You get to.
I do. Yes,
You get
I
to.
do. I need to leverage it more and just feel confident in that as well and be proud of those things that we've created.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Agreed.
yeah.
I did the same thing. My first
Yeah.
book, Motherhood's Not for Punks, it
Right.
hit bestseller. I went through the whole thing. And then I almost feel like I died right
Right.
after. Like
Yeah.
literally the visibility, I crashed.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like I just kind of pushed it to the side. I
Right.
didn't fully leverage it the way that I probably could have.
Yeah.
And so that's why with the new series of books, Anatomy
Yeah.
of Abundance, I'm like, no, this is the foundation for my legacy. Because
Correct.
when you write, you're forever memorialized now. The
Right.
straight skinny is going to
Yes.
live far beyond you.
Exactly. It's going to
Right?
be there, evergreen forever for somebody to be
Yes.
able to go look and see my story and hopefully, be inspired by it. So
Yes.
absolutely. No, it is. It definitely is. I need to lean more into that.
You get to.
I
You
do,
get
yeah,
to
I
lean
get
more
to.
in, right? Because
Yes.
it's never too late. And that's the
never
other
is,
beautiful
yeah.
thing about books and writing is that you can revive it at any time.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
what's so also part of what's so great about growing from we to me is you can do whatever you want. You can
Yeah,
you can
you get to
choose
choose.
do you can choose to do that. You can
Yeah.
choose to write a book, lean into your book or write another book or leave and go travel.
Yes, like you did.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you because
Yeah.
when people see you, you're like sassy and outgoing and you're traveling the world and you're doing all of these things
Yeah.
that you may or may not have done had you not been in the situation that you were in. So what are some of the internal dialogues? What are some of the internal monsters that you have to slay to actually live this life of liberation, freedom, and play?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have to, because it's scary. You have
Yeah.
to get not,
Yeah.
you have to tell yourself that you can do that. And let's see, I do a lot of mindfulness. I
Yes.
do, because I'm my own worst
Rituals.
critic. Rituals. I'm my
Rituals.
own worst critic. I go around, and you have to just be afraid or be ready to take the leap of faith and just do it. And look back at where you've been. I look and everything that you've survived.
Yes.
And what is my worst case scenario if, God forbid, something should happen and I've lived it and I've done it. So I know that going forward, I can do this too. And it is scary because I question myself. Should I do this? Am I wrong? Am I good enough to do this? I mean, why? Who am I to tell people this?
Who do I think I am?
Who do I think I am?
Yeah.
I go through all those things. And I have to have conversations with myself. And then sometimes I pay attention to what I'm telling other people. And it's like, oh, well, wait. I said that.
Got to listen to your own damn advice.
Yeah, I
What
do.
are you saying?
Yes, exactly.
I do too. And that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons I love doing what I do, because as I'm writing it or as I'm speaking it, I'm also hearing it.
Correct.
It's a reminder of where I've been, where I am,
Right.
where I'm going, and the pieces of my own messaging that I need to remain accountable to.
Right.
You know?
And well, that's exactly it. And taking action. And I have to have those conversations with myself. Like I could sit here and be afraid.
Right.
And I could not take the chance.
Yes.
And what am I going to regret? I'm only going to regret not going. I'm never, ever going to regret taking the chance and going, ever. You will only ever regret not doing it.
It's
And so
true.
that's actually the conversation I'll have with myself. And I'll do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and just do it.
Get it moving.
Book it.
Do you experience this? It's funny because I experience this as much as I travel, as much as I love to travel and all the things. A day or two before each trip,
Yeah.
I feel sick.
Yeah.
Like I get so stressed out and anxious about my trip.
Yeah.
There's just something about it. I'll be so excited. And then it's like, I wait till the last minute's back because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something that happens to me. And I don't really know what that is. It's almost as if like I'm on my own, I'm tooting to my own drummer. And then all of a sudden, all the realities of like what really could happen hit me or
Absolutely.
something. I
No,
don't know.
Absolutely.
You experience it as well?
1,000% I do. 1,000% because, I have a daughter, and then
Yes.
all those things go through all those fears go through your head. Like, what if
Yes.
something happens? All those things you try and block out.
Yeah, we do
They
block
all
it
come
out.
creeping forward. What about my house, my animals? What if something goes wrong?
Yeah.
What about my dog? All these things. And you just almost have to block out the noise because if you lean into that, then you're never going to get anywhere or do anything. But I definitely get all of that. And
Yeah.
sometimes even once I get there, I'll be like, am I doing the right thing? Should I be here? Is the universe going to punish me because I'm not home working and doing what I'm
Right.
supposed to do? I mean, I definitely have all that and goes through my head.
That social programming
Are people going to
is
think that I'm
real.
traveling too much? And
Yeah.
and then they're not going to, think that I'm actually working, which I am because I
they
always
gonna
answer
take
my
me
phone. Are they going
seriously?
to take me
Yeah.
seriously? They think that, so all these things go through your head. And it's just going to be by can I continue to do this? Can I financially afford to do this? Should I be doing this?
Yes,
Is this
all
the
the
wisest
things.
use of my money? And
Yeah.
all the things.
I don't
But
think you can put a price on memories,
can't.
experience, the person you become when
Yeah.
you travel. You
Exactly.
couldn't get that anywhere else.
And that's the answer, is you can, because
can't.
it's investing in yourself. And
Yes.
so that's kind of how I look at it, because you're going to spend the money one way or the other, and the money is not the important thing, and it's going to come back when we live in abundance. The money will always come
Yeah,
out.
it
And when I
does.
do lean into it, and when I do go, I am very busy. I get super busy.
Yep.
And I keep, I'm always doing stuff, but it seems like it works with me, and I get
It's like
super
a
busy.
magnetizer,
Yes.
right? And I
Yes.
think it's because when we travel, we're
Yeah.
so much in our joy.
We are.
We're so
Yeah.
much in our alignment.
We are, and I
Yeah.
think because you can let go of all that noise that you get when you're at home,
Extras.
all that extras, and you can
Yes.
truly just be you and live without all the extra noise, because you get to leave the noise behind.
Exactly.
So and it's so empowering, because you come back as a different person.
Yeah.
You meet and you see so much, and you don't realize it till you're back, till you're actually living and you see the changes.
How do you actually stay disciplined with working? Because for me,
Yeah.
when I travel, even if I'm going to host a retreat, it's a retreat. I'm not doing
Right.
like the day-to-day things.
Right.
So how do you do that? Because
It is a
you do pretty
yeah.
serious business.
Yeah, it is a discipline. I like to travel with other remote workers because
Smart.
that inspires me, because they have to work, so we all kind of support each other in working.
Yes.
And I am disciplined when it comes to that. You have to be disciplined. You have to just force yourself to, because I get FOMO. I'm the worst at FOMO. I want to do everything.
Yes.
So that's why I like to go around other remote workers. I'll go to remote workspaces. I'll go to co-working spaces, because there's other people there working, so I feed off that energy. And then when I'm
Nice.
around other people that are working, it makes me want to work and inspires me to work and puts me in that mindset of, okay, I'm here for a purpose. This is what I'm doing. And that's what's enabling me to go. So it also is, it feeds the drive for for me to be able to do it. So you just really have to
I'm always so
that
impressed
mindset.
when
Thank
you do it.
Yeah. And it's a challenge sometimes because of the time frames and things like that.
Yes.
I mean, I definitely have to.
There's sacrifices.
There
like
is sacrifices like anything
anything.
else. There's
Right.
sacrifices like anything else. But anything you do
Yes.
requires a sacrifice, and it's a sacrifice I'd gladly make any day of the week.
Over and over.
Over and over and over again. Yes.
Yeah. I get that. I actually do well. When I do my retreats, I typically will go to the location at least a week before, and then I stay 2 to 3 weeks after.
Yeah.
And during that time, I do work, but it doesn't feel like work. You know?
Right. And I try and take advantage of the fact that we do our hours and stuff, because being on the West Coast, we're pretty much way behind everybody. So I'll be able to do the day, and then work, or I kind of adjust it. I kind of figure out what the operating hours are here and build that into my day.
Find your rhythm.
Find my rhythm. Yeah, and I'll allow myself a day or two to just kind of get there and figure it out and do calls and stuff. And then once I'm there, get set up. Like I set up a workspace. I always set up a workspace, and really just force myself to get focused and stay present and touch all the dominoes that need to be touched.
That makes sense. So if there's someone out here listening who might be in a transition or considering a transition, whether it's something they're choosing, like I'm choosing not to settle, I want more, I want to change my career, I want to change my relationship, or they're in a position where they're kind of being pushed into the next, what would you tell them as far as how that, stepping into that transition, even if they're feeling a little fear, and maybe what's for them on the other side?
I would say don't make decisions based on fear. Find that support system that will help you and push you towards that direction. Figure out what you want and take the steps, one step at a time. Don't take it all in at once. Don't try and look at the end. Look at what one foot in front of the other. What's the next step I want to do? And just take that one step, working towards that, because you can do it. It is scary. I'm not going to lie. It's very scary. But before you know it, you're going to be on the other side of it, and you won't even realize that you've made it to the other side. So I would just say take the risk.
You almost don't even recognize the person that you were.
You definitely don't. You don't. You definitely will shed your skin, and you're going to, it's like a rebirth almost. But you get to take the wisdom of that other person with you. So they're not gone. They still have the wisdom, but you get to grow from that.
And serve from that place.
Correct.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And I think it really speaks to mentorship.
Right.
Yeah. Like you can mentor someone as long as you're at least a couple steps ahead of where they are. And then for the people that you're looking to be mentored by, it's the same thing, right? Learn from their experiences, save yourself time, save yourself heartache.
Absolutely. I've already been down that road. Like, don't make the same. I've already figured this out. Look at this. Go make new mistakes. That's what I tell people all the time.
Definitely. I always say I love to surround myself by smart people, you know, yourself included. I love to surround myself by smart people because I learn, I'm enriched, I grow.
Absolutely.
And I save myself time and money and heartache.
That part.
So as we bring this to a close, because obviously we could talk all day long, but there's some rooftop cocktails waiting for us. What is next for you and maybe your business or even in your relationship? What's next? What is the vision that you're bringing into being?
My vision is to have investment real estate property. That is really on the top burner, to invest in some properties for myself and to grow my passive income and my business and be able to provide that space for women. And then also to continue to grow my business and create a space where other paralegals can then start their own business.
That's smart.
And leave that corporate space and working for attorneys, which is draining, and then take their experience to be able to help other women and grow their own business and be able to work from home, care for their kids, whatever they want. So I'd like to be able to kind of start to lean into growing that.
Maybe there's a certification program in your future.
Exactly. Listen, I have all kinds of ideas. My brain's always popping.
Of course.
And travel and just travel. Whatever I can do to continue to travel and connect with amazing people like you. And same, I like to be around smart people, women that are doing things, women that are like making a change in the world for the better, bringing other women up, supporting. I love to be around people like that. And relationship, who knows? I don't know.
I asked that
Remains
question
to be
on
seen.
purpose.
I know you did.
Well, we'll see what the universe has in store for you, right? Because right now
Exactly.
you're like Tinkerbell,
I'm
just
all over.
floating all over.
That's it. I'm busy.
Yeah, booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
Well, this has been amazing. I always love having deeper conversations and just laughing and having a good time
Yes.
with you. So thank you all for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you for joining us, Jodi. And I know that you received something amazing, some little tidbit, something you heard that moved you and stirred your soul. So where can they find you? Where do you hang out?
I hang out at www.fromwetomE.org.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
And what about social media? Where do you spend the most time?
You can find me on Instagram at From We to Me, and on Facebook also at From We to Me.
Yeah.
And I also have a Just Call Jodi on Instagram.
Okay.
And LinkedIn.
Okay.
From We to Me.
I think it's the Just Call Jodi one that I maybe follow.
Yes.
And that's where you post your travel
I
experiences.
do.
Yeah.
So I have my Just Call Jodi, and that actually,
Yeah.
yes, it started as Just Call Jodi because people
Yes.
kept calling me. So
Of course.
Yeah.
And why not? I feel
Yeah.
like that's so easy to remember.
Yeah.
It's so a beautiful brand to
Yes,
have.
thank you.
So again, thank you for joining us for another episode of Living Room Wisdom, where your story is your glory. You could sit here. Send me a message. I'd love to interview you if you have a story that you want to bring forth. But until we meet again, same time, same place next week, have a wonderful day and make it abundant. Bye.
Bye.